Chris, did you ever play past the junior varsity level of basketball?
Well, I got asked to leave the varsity team. So, yes, I did play varsity basketball, but I got asked to leave.
And why did you get asked to leave?
Creative differences with the coach.
And what kind of creative differences?
He thought that I was probably a little bit better at football, and they were like, we don't want to risk you getting hurt and taking your time, so we need to get you out to run track and play football. So they said it's probably the best thing for you.
DC ain't even make JVT. I love it.
I 100% did, and I was asked to leave. And, there's a lot of people out there that know why and that can stay. It's not something we need to dig up.
It was fighting was involved, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You beat somebody. Basically, you bullied somebody.
I was a lover, not a fighter, and I have the daughter to prove it, So
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What's going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B. Welcome back to the Big B Daily Show. We are live again, as always, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. I appreciate everybody being here, man. Thank you guys for coming in today. So we got some stuff going on. There is some stuff going on. I tell you what, look, Colorado, again, got more transfers. It seems like every day they got more and more transfers jumping into the portal. This one, I think I kind of understand. I can get it. Looks like Colorado may have it looks like Colorado may have just recruited over top of what's going on. Looks like it may have just what they have in-house there. So these guys left. I get it. So, but either way, every day somebody new is jumping into the portal. It's absolutely insane. Next thing, NBA playoffs, a lot of good games yesterday. The Mavs bounced back. The Pacers bounced back. I thought the Suns would, but no, they didn't. The Suns did not fight back, man. The Suns did not fight back. I'm not sure they can win that series, be honest with you. I'm just not sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when they go home. Can they get a game there? So, and then lastly, we just got word. This will be breaking news. Reggie Bush, we'll cover that. Got his Heisman back. So good news there. Finally, they come to their senses and give him a Heisman, number one, that he should have never had to give up. That's number one. And then next, they give it back to him, so that's a good thing. So, as always, man, we appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Link is in the bio. If you guys like the show, want to support the show, you know how to do it. All those links are in the bio, so go check it out on how to do so. We appreciate everybody. Again, Monday through Friday, boom, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily is here. Let's get it going. So first off, let's talk about Colorado, man. Every day somebody jumping into the portal. Dylan Edwards, big time running back in Colorado, jumps into the portal yesterday. This one, to me, this one isn't as bad as previous ones. And the reason that I say that is because it looks like Colorado has recruited over top of him. Now, I think Dylan Edwards definitely has a place on Colorado's team. I think he's got a place on anybody's roster in college football because whether you have him in the backfield, you put him in the slot, he can do a lot of things, and he's one of the fastest kids in college football. That's number one. One of the faster kids out there. Can catch the ball, can do a lot of different things. Having him on your roster makes you better. Period. End of story. Now, is he a guy that you're going to line up 25 times a game and give the ball to? No. He's not built that way. But that doesn't mean he can't get the ball 10 to 15 times, get him in space, do different things. You absolutely can do that with him. And I think he felt, you know what you guys are trying to do with me and who you have coming in, I want to leave. A lot of people will say, well, he didn't want to stay. He didn't want to compete for a job. Maybe he didn't. I don't know that necessarily to be true, but maybe he didn't. But what I do know is Colorado's not better without him. That part I know for a fact. I'm not saying that he should have left, he should have stayed. That's not my decision. He made the best decision for him. But what I do know is Colorado's not better without him. That part I know for a fact, because he was going to be on the field this year a lot. And wherever he goes, he's going to help somebody. But I guess the bigger thing is what's going on at Colorado. I know I keep talking about this, but it keeps happening. And I'm not talking about overall transfers, just spring transfers. Since April 16th, they've got 15 transfers. Now, some schools, like I just read, Michigan State has 10, but Michigan State had a coaching change. So when you have a coaching change, things are going to change. Guys are going to get in the portal. So I get that part of it. We can't ignore that. But when you don't have a coaching change and you have 15 guys get in after spring or during the spring, that's a lot. That's a lot. We can say there's not a culture issue. I don't know. The one thing that I think is wild is, what is it, Uncle Ely came out or whatever his name is and just basically spilled all the tea on Camardi McLean and just said Camardi McLean didn't want to play. Prom told him he was going to start. He said you got to do 3 things. You got to show up to meetings, okay, learn the playbook, show up to practice all on time. He did none of the 3. What? How? I just don't get it. So you got to show up to meetings, watch film, and show up to practice on time? That's all you got to do to start, and you can't do that? Lord have mercy. But having said that, I don't know if that's the way you go. I don't know if that's the way that you go to try to, I don't know. I know he took a shot out the door. I get it. I know he took a shot at you out the door, but sometimes, man, it just is what it is. Sometimes it just is what it is. If kids want to take a shot at you, be the better person and let it go. But this guy, being a mouthpiece for Prime, went out there and just bashed him. That wasn't necessary. It wasn't, And I know we can say, hey, they're adults. We're keeping everybody accountable, but it just wasn't necessary. It wasn't a good look. You don't have to bash the kid. Now, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. I agree with that. Don't show up to meetings on time. Don't watch film. Lord have mercy. Don't show up to practice on time. I know I played a million years ago, but Lord have mercy, Bill Snyder would have had me for breakfast. Oh my goodness. Whew. And the thing about it is the accountability, and things have changed. But Bill Snyder would have run us it was called 8-8-8 at 6 o'clock in the morning. 800 yards of up downs, and 8 stadium steps at 6 o'clock in the morning. Brutal. Especially on a Sunday morning after a night of doing some heavy drinking the night before. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But if you'd have done that, he'd have made you do it all week long. Just the accountability these days. I just don't know. I don't know. But again, I know Prime is mad. I know that he was upset that the kid took a shot at him, but Prime got to be the bigger person. Sometimes you got to be the bigger person. Don't send this stooge out there that's head of your media department to go out there and go bash the kid and say what he didn't do. That's not necessary. If you're really looking out for him, just say, hey, it didn't work out. The things that we were trying to hold him accountable for, he had trouble doing. This just wasn't a good fit. And he moves on. I wish him nothing but the best. That's all you got to say. You don't have to tell the world about his transgressions. Be the bigger man. You're already Deion Sanders. So what if he took a shot at you? It comes with the territory of being Deion Sanders. So just let it go. Just let it go. You don't have to get back at everybody. Not to mention we saw him on the field. It's not like the world didn't see him on the field. When he got out there, he was terrible. I mean, so what are we doing? You know, we're not talking about a kid out there that was great. He wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't any good. Now, he could have become good. He had talent, but he didn't know where to be. He had sloppy technique. We saw that. It is what it is. It is what it is. And like I said before, Prom's got to be the bigger man. He doesn't always have to attack. But the one thing that I will say is that you can't continuously lose this many people in the spring. If you lose a bunch of guys to the portal when the season's over with, you expect that. Every program should expect that. Guys that don't play, that are disgruntled, looking for a different opportunity, a better opportunity, another opportunity, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But in the springtime, that shouldn't happen. You might lose 3 or 4, maybe 5 guys. Okay. But that shouldn't happen. So I'm not sure who they're going to replace him with. Dylan Edwards. It'll be interesting to see. I know they were putting packages together for him. I know he was in spring practice. And maybe the guys, like I said, the guys that he brought in, he's thought, you know what? I see my role diminishing tremendously. I just need to go somewhere else. It's nothing against Colorado. I understand what you guys are doing. But for me, I need more touches. I need more to show everybody my skills. And this is just not, getting 4 or 5 touches a game is just not going to be my thing. I need more than that. Nothing wrong with that, man. So I don't know that they'll just get somebody in the portal just like everyone else. They're not going to just replace Dylan Edwards with another Dylan Edwards in the portal. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm not saying they can't get somebody, but they're not going to get somebody like him. That won't happen. Not now. Not April 24th. Not now. But we'll see. We'll see. I still think there's a cultural issue, something going on there. Some of these kids are, I think, and I've gotten word because I do another podcast. I do a podcast. It's called the Big 12 Insiders. By the way, go check that out on YouTube. And, what we talk about on the Big 12 Insiders, we actually have Colorado coming on today. I mean, it's a cultural thing. And I think some of these kids are tired of Deion only talking about certain players and nobody else getting the shine. I think kids are getting tired of that and moving on. But we'll find out today. I encourage you guys to take a listen. Again, and be on the Big 12 Insiders. It's at 1 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. Come check it out. Let's move on. NBA playoffs, man. It is going well. I've said this before. I haven't always been the biggest NBA guy. I haven't. But I like the playoffs. I've always liked the playoffs. So, and this year is no different. Look, games last night were really good. They were really good. The one that surprised me was Phoenix. Nobody did anything. Durant had an off night. Beals had an off season. Booker, he scored 20, but it was an off night. But then on the other side, they didn't really have, Ant-Man didn't do anything. Karl Anthony Towns, but they let McDaniels go wild. And if McDaniels at Minnesota is going to outscore Kevin Durant, then the Suns are going to lose. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah, the Suns fans, I guess they're not saying it's going well. That was a game they should have won. They had Ant-Man under control, but then Durant couldn't buy a bucket. Booker, Beal missing dunks. Beal just hasn't been himself all year. I don't think he's comfortable being a number 3 option. I don't think it's working. I think they got to make a move in the offseason to get rid of him and move him somewhere else and bring in somebody, number 1, that can play a little defense because Beal does none of that. And number 2 is comfortable being in a role where you're the 3rd option. I think they got to do that and look at that. And it's not that Beal can't play. He's just not comfortable in that option. He's just not. They got to do something different. They got to do something different. So we'll see. We will see. That was an interesting game. I thought the Suns would win, and they didn't. Now, the Pacers, on the other hand, I said the Pacers, who have given Milwaukee trouble all year, I thought we're going to win this series because I don't think Giannis is going to play in this series. And last night, they took it to Milwaukee. They took it to them. Good for them. Pascal Siakam, doing work, lighting them up. And the thing about it is Milwaukee has no answer for him. Like, they literally have no answer for him. And he killed him. He killed him. And they're going to go back to Indianapolis. And the one person who really hadn't gotten off and done much in the series as of late was Halliburton. Halliburton's going to kill him at home. Pacers are going to win this series in 6 games. The Pacers are going to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. So that'll be interesting. Appreciate it, Devin. Thank you, man. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see this series unfold. But I think the Pacers win it. I think the Pacers are better without Giannis. They push the pace. I just think they're going to win this series. Dame did all he could, but nobody else can come with him. Like Chris Middleton can't do it anymore. He can't do it anymore. You don't have Giannis. Dame's doing all he can. But I'm sorry, they just don't have enough. They do not have enough. And they definitely don't play enough defense. And then they also have the Doc Rivers factor. Anytime you got Doc Rivers as your coach, you're working at a deficit. And they are absolutely working at a deficit. I don't see it getting any better. Ugh. We'll see, man. We will see. But yeah, it's ugly right now for the Bucks. That wasn't a good one last night for them. They got to win Game 3 if they're trying to win. Game 3 or Game 4, they got to win one of those. I don't think they will. I really don't. I don't think they will. So, Pat Cockrell talking. Yeah, he says Minnesota is definitely better than I thought. They are. They're better than what we thought they'd be in the playoffs. But here's the reason why, is because they're playing defense. Now, they were the number 1 defense in the league, so it's not a surprise that they're playing defense. But I don't think a lot of people thought that would translate to the playoffs, but it should. Because we know the game slows down in the NBA playoffs. We know that. We're not going to see no 156 to 150 games like we saw in the regular season. And by the way, that was a game that didn't even go to overtime. 156 to 150. Unbelievable. But we're not going to see that in the playoffs. You're not going to see that. So, but Milwaukee's definitely playing better, man. You're right, Pat. Not Milwaukee. I'm sorry. Minnesota is playing better. Better than I thought. I thought Phoenix would win last night. Now that I'm looking at it, I think Phoenix has got to win both games. Because if they go 1-2 at home, they're not winning. I still give them a chance if they can win both games. I do, because I still think Durant can turn it on and bring it home for you, him or Booker. But, yeah, they got to even this series up. If they don't even the series up when it goes back to Minnesota, I'm sorry, it'll be over. It'll be over. And then the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people picked the Mavs before the series started. I picked the Mavs before the series started. I like the Mavs. And lo and behold, what do the Mavs do? They go, Kawhi Leonard comes back. You think, oh, man, they blew out the Mavs on Sunday. They're going to beat them again. But I tried to tell a few people, I'm like, man, it was a little fool's gold. I'm like, the Clippers are not going to shoot that well again. That's not going to happen. The Mavs aren't going to shoot that bad again. And if you just look at it from that perspective, the Mavs have the Clippers number. And last night, what happened? They had the Clippers number again. And they beat them in L.A. again. And the Mavs look good. They did. The Mavs looked good. You take a look at a lot of the stuff that happened. Luka did his thing. I still got people out there trying to convince me that Luka is a good defender. or even a decent defender. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Why are you saying this? He's not. And it's okay that he's not. But you've got to stop with Luka's a good defender or a decent defender. Then they try to go to the nerd stats on you. And I'm like, how about you just watch basketball with your eyes? And basketball with your eyes will tell you that Luka is a bad defender. But it don't matter because last night he was cooking. 32, 9 and 6. 5 of 14 from 3, 11 of 26 from the field. Luka was cooking. He was cooking. Kyrie gave you 23. PJ Washington gave you 18, something they were missing. You know, Lively off the bench, getting you 9 rebounds. They just played a better game. You look up, and I'm looking at these stats here. Paul George, 22, 7 for 14. But here's the one. James Harden. The other night, he lit the Mavs up. 2 for 10 from 3. Well, there you go, people. I told you he's not going to shoot that. Kawhi Leonard, 0 for 5 from 3. 7 for 17. Zubac had 20 points the other night. Has 13. They come back down to earth. They start playing like they usually play. And boom, the Mavs are better than them. The Mavs are going to win this series. They're going to win it in 6. They're going to win it in 6. I'm telling you right now, they're going to win it in 6. So that's happening. That's happening. I know we don't want to talk about it. I know we don't, but that's happening. Mavs in 6. Mavs in 6. So, but I'm interested to see. There's 2 games that are coming on tonight. I think the playoffs have been going great so far. I love it. And we'll see. We'll just see, people. We'll see. Does anybody, and the Lakers don't play tonight, but does anybody think the Lakers can win? I don't. I think the Lakers are cooked. Mavs stole one on the road. Puts them in good position. Yeah, man. To move on to the first round. Absolutely, Pac. Absolutely. I think the Mavs move on. I think the Mavs end up winning this series, man. I think they do. So, let's see here. Moving on. Now, again, as always, people, 9 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, Big B Daily. We appreciate everybody being here. Make sure you check us out. Also, something else to check out on all platforms, Steelers Almighty. It's a new station that I started. You know that I'm a diehard Steelers fan. Whether you are a Steelers fan or whether you're not, you're going to love the content that we put out there. So make sure that you go and check out Steelers Almighty. Again, it's on all platforms. Go check us out. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Share it, whatever you want to do. It's good content. Like I said, whether you like the Steelers or whether you don't, you'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it. So make sure you go and do that. Same with Big B Daily. Make sure you show up Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. So we appreciate all the support. And again, you know how to support. It's on all platforms. Please check it out. The link is in the bio. If you like what we're doing, we would appreciate any support to support the show. We appreciate it, man. Now, moving on. Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush is getting his Heisman Trophy back. And what do I say about that? It's about damn time. It is about damn time that Reggie got his Heisman Trophy back. Why they hadn't given it back to him before, I don't know. Didn't make any sense to me. Didn't make sense why they took it in the first place. Talking about, well, he got these gifts. I'm like, none of that helped him on the field. So I don't get it. But we'll see. But finally, they give it back to him. Good for Reggie Bush, man. Good for Reggie Bush. You know, should have never taken it from him to begin with. I'm glad that Johnny Manziel stepped up and said something. Look, I'm not the biggest Johnny Manziel fan, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And if they allowed Johnny Manziel to keep his Heisman, when number one, you knew that he cheated. You knew that he cheated while he was in school. That's why he got suspended. You knew he did it, but you allowed him to keep his Heisman. How? I mean, like literally, how? But whatever. It is what it is. Reggie got his back. Now, you dig a little deeper into Reggie Bush, I'm a guy that likes history. I like old-time players because I don't think they get enough shake because the people say, well, those guys could never play today, which I think is absolute nonsense. Reggie Bush won the Heisman in 2005. Doesn't seem like it's that long ago. It means I'm getting old. But Lord have mercy. How good was Reggie Bush? I mean, anybody that didn't see him play in college, how good was Reggie Bush? I mean, he averaged 8.5 yards a touch. Who the hell's doing that at the Power 5 level? I could see if you were this guy playing Division II and you should be playing Division I, and you're just that much better than everybody. Well, he was that much better than everybody at the Division I Power 5 level. That's how good Reggie Bush was. Unbelievable college career. Now, pro, something different. Pro career, something different. I think he had some injuries. Maybe didn't go. I think he went to the right place. It just, pro football is different than college football. It's just different. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being great in college and just being an average guy in the pros. Nothing wrong with that. Reggie Bush was that. You could use him on your team, but he was never going to be a guy that you give the ball 25 to 30 times running the football. Heck, I don't even know if he was that in college because they had Lindell White. But he was electric. Absolutely electric. So good for Reggie. I'm glad he got it back. The Heisman people, they should be ashamed of themselves. They didn't even take OJ's Heisman trophy away. I mean, you let OJ keep his Heisman and somehow Reggie Bush had to give his up? What are we doing? Come on, man. I mean, again, look, OJ, a court of law. And now I know what they're saying is all this stuff happened after, he was in college. Okay, that's fine. But you know what? You didn't find out about any of this stuff that Reggie Bush was doing until after he was gone. So it is what it is. He should have never had his Heisman trophy taken away. That should have never happened. I don't understand what people are doing. So, just the Heisman people are silly. They're just being silly. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. He got it back, and we need to be happy. We need to be overjoyed about it because Reggie Bush was that good. He was that good. I don't think people understand how good he was in college. I think especially a lot of young people, a lot of young people anywhere between 18 and 24, 18 and 25, they don't know how good Reggie Bush was. They don't understand how good Reggie Bush was, man. They just don't. That guy was incredible. He was incredible. He is in the conversation for being the greatest college running back of all time. He's in that conversation. Now, do I think that he is? No. Do I think that he's even in the top 5? No. But he's in the top 10. And if you're in the top 10, that means you're in the conversation. And Reggie Bush is in that conversation. So, and he has to be. Has to be. So, they didn't want USC to have the most Heismans the way they produced in the 2000s. Maybe not. But they got the most now because they gave it back to him. And he's got the USC has 8. And then what is it? Ohio State, Notre Dame, and I can't remember the third one. Oklahoma. All have 7. All have 7. USC now has the most. I say now, hell, he won it. And no matter if you took it away, you can't take away. I'm just always trying to figure out what they always say. Well, he took these gifts. But did the gifts make him perform better on the field? Like, okay, his family got a place to stay and was staying rent-free. And maybe they got $200,000 or $300,000. Okay. And I get, hey, it's against the rules. I'm not here to tell you that it wasn't against the rules. But the one thing that I can tell you, what did it do? Like, did he perform better? Like, hey, my parents got a new house, so I'm going to perform better. I don't think that's how that works. Matter of fact, I'm positive that's not how that works. Hey, my family got $300,000, so I'm going to perform better. No, I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's go to some comments, man. Let's go to some comments here. So, first thing, Marquetta Graves, what is up? Dylan and Avery reunite. They must be talking about at Kansas State. Yeah. I've got all these people talking about, I don't know. Dylan Edwards, this is what drives me insane, people. They talk about this kid like somehow he's a bad kid because, well, he committed to Kansas State, then he committed to Notre Dame, and then he went to Colorado. I'm like, well, 17 and 18-year-old kids, sometimes they change their minds on things. That doesn't make you a bad kid. That just means maybe I got a lot of different pressures from a lot of different places, and I couldn't make up my mind. How about that? How can we never leave any room for interpretation of that? Maybe he wanted to go to Kansas State. Oh, by the way, they got NIL now. Maybe Notre Dame offered him more money. So he said, hey, I'm sorry, I want to go, but somebody's giving me more money. Just like if you had a job. You're at a job, somebody offers you more money doing the exact same thing. You can stay, but more than likely, you don't stay. You go to the place that offers you more money. So, and then they talk about his character. Somehow they know him. I'm like, please shut up. Just shut up. It is what it is. My man Wakan, Reggie Bush was a dangerous return man as well. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. It's hard. Look, you can get the information from YouTube. You can find out what you need. You can go look at old films and stuff, and you can find it, on YouTube. But I think it's hard. I think it's real hard for you to be able to find out the magnitude. Unless you actually watch Reggie Bush play, I think it's tough to get the magnitude on how good that guy really was. I do. I think it's tough, man. So he was absolutely incredible. He was incredible. Am I ready for the draft? Yeah, I'm ready for the draft, man. I am absolutely ready for the draft. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing a live stream of the draft as well. I am pretty sure we're going to do a live stream. I got to work that out today. But I'm pretty sure we're going to do on the first round. Now, the second and third round on Friday, oh, my God. I have a wife that gets it. But somehow, I take that back. It's not even somehow. I have a wedding I have to go to on Friday. And don't get me wrong, I want to go to the wedding because it's going to be a blast. I love the two people that are getting married. So I want to go to the wedding. But I want to say to my friend, and I'll say her name, Lee and Mike, I'm like, hey, man, y'all are Cowboys fans. Y'all knew that the draft was here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Can we get a closed circuit TV or something at the reception? Can we do that? Because I'm not going to be that guy on my phone looking at the draft while during the reception. I'm not going to be that guy. You've seen that guy. That guy's no fun. I go to a wedding. I'm trying to have some fun. I'm trying to get loose. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get loose. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So the second round, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think. I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to do any streaming from it. I'll be paying attention, but I can't watch. Got to go to the wedding. So, and I say got to go. I want to go because it's going to be a good time. But come on, Lee and Mike, y'all knew. Y'all knew. What are we doing? No. Oh, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'll figure it out. As long as the Steelers do what they're supposed to do, I'm not going to have no problems. I'm not going to have no problems. Steelers mess around and don't do what they're supposed to do. I'm going to blame everybody. And I'm probably going to blame Lee and Mike because if I had been watching, the Steelers would have drafted who I wanted them to draft. That's just me, though. That's just me. Out there on a limb, man. Out there on a limb. So, what do we got here? What do we got here? So, my man, Chris Adams says Johnson, Giddens, Edwards in a Kansas State backfield would be a nasty 1-2-3 punch. Nightmare for defensive coordinators. 1,000%. If he ends up going to Kansas State, which the reports are that he's leaning that direction, if that's what he does, I'm telling you right now, Kansas State, they were already a contender for the Big 12. That just jumps up even higher. That jumps up even higher. You put those three in the backfield at the same time, what are you going to do? What are you going to cover? The offensive coordinator, both of them, because there's co-coordinators at Kansas State, are going to have a field day. Just a field day. I hope, I'm a homer. I'm an unapologetic homer, by the way. I hope to God that he goes to Kansas. First of all, I take that back. I want him to go to wherever he feels comfortable. That's number one. But Lord have mercy, I want him to go. Being a homer, I want him to go to Kansas State because our Kansas State will just be that much better. Not to mention, I think October 12th, Kansas State goes to Colorado. Wouldn't that be fun? Dylan Edwards going back to Colorado. Gets 60 yards rushing, another 45 yards receiving, and 2 touches. Deal with it. Deal with it. Hey, B, would you lie to me and tell me my Saints are winning the South this year? I am sorry, Kim Guy. I am not going to lie to you and tell you that the Saints are winning anything this year. Why? Because you have Derek Carr as your quarterback. And when you have Derek Carr as your quarterback, I'm not going to say his team's going to win anything, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't even lie to you and tell you that. I can't. I want to. You know I love you. But no, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not the guy. You know me. You know me long enough. I'll lie to you in a heartbeat if I think it's funny. If I think I can get away with it, I'll lie to you. I don't care. I'm not going to lie this time. No. Saints ain't winning nothing, man. Not with Carr. No way. And the thing about it is, I don't think that they're as bad, but they have him. So I don't think that they're horrible. They just have him. So we'll see, man. We'll see. All right. Big B, are the Suns on the verge of possibly being swept? Yes, Wakan. Yes, they are. I know we missed it earlier, and I mentioned it. I think that the Suns, if they don't win, they got to even the series up. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're going to get swept. If they lose game 3, they're getting swept. I'll say that. If they don't even the series up at home, they're not going to win. I think they'll lose in 5 because I think they'll quit. But the only chance that they have to win this series, they got to even it up. They go down 3-1, the series will end in 5 back in Minnesota because they'll quit. Bradley Beal, just a shell of himself, not comfortable as a third option. If Durant, because Durant, Booker, nor him had a good game last night, didn't look good. They actually held Ant-Man in Minnesota in check, except you let McDaniels get off on you. You know, if he's outscoring Durant, you can't win. So KD's not washed. The other night, he went 11 for 17 for 31 points. Come on, man. We got to be better than that. He had an off night. But don't tell me Durant's washed. I mean, come on. He averaged 27 points this year. That's washed? Golly. Why do people do that? Why are we so quick to just throw somebody away? Man, the guy's not washed. He had an off night. It happens. Whew. But whatever. I guess that's the narrative, though. If you have a bad game, you're washed. You have a great game, you're the GOAT. That's where we are now. You have a bad game, you're washed. You have a good game, you're the GOAT. So KD was the GOAT in game 1, game 2, he's washed. I love it. Man, it's just unbelievable where we are. Where we are. You know, Ben, look, man, I can't stream. Oh, Friday morning. Hold on. Yes, on Friday morning, yes. We are definitely going to have a show on Friday morning. Yeah, the wedding is in town. Yeah, I don't have to go out of town for the wedding. The wedding is in town. So Friday morning, I'm here. I'm letting you have it. But Friday night for the draft, and not to mention the wedding starts right as the draft starts. I'm like, oh my goodness. So even that first 45 minutes of the draft, even if I wanted to click in, I can't even do that because it's an actual wedding. You know, at the reception, I can check my phone a little bit, blah, blah, blah. Although I am going to be getting loose at the wedding. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get loose. And I'm going to get loose. But it's just weird. It's just weird. So, oh well. But yeah, I'll be here Friday morning, man. I'll be here Friday morning for sure. So I appreciate y'all. Mike the Ruler. So glad my boy Reggie Bush got his Heisman back. Fight on, baby. Yeah, man, Mike. That was just BS, the whole thing. The Heisman committee, the NCAA, everybody should be ashamed of themselves. I'm not saying that you can't punish USC. You know, taking away wins, I think, is stupid. It's not like we didn't see what happened on the field. Why they took away a national championship? They did the same thing to Louisville. That's so ignorant. It's like, what? We didn't see them play? Oh, they won the games. No, they didn't. We said they didn't. Really? I mean, it's just so dumb. Just so dumb on why they do that. But whatever. But yeah, I'm glad he got it back, man. I'm glad he got it back. You can punish schools, even if you want to punish him and say, hey, you got a show call. You can't show up at the university for a while, whatever. But in this case, I don't even think it was Reggie Bush that got the money. Now, granted, you could say they funneled him some money, but it was his parents got a place to stay. They got cash, all this stuff. Number one, all the stuff is legal now. So, but whatever. I understand there has to be rules. I'm not saying that there doesn't. Don't get me wrong. It's just like this Michigan thing. It's like, why did you punish them? Because they took a couple of kids to get hamburgers during COVID when they weren't supposed to? So that's 3 years probation for hosting it? Come on. 3 kids? Get out of here. Now, Arizona State was something different. They had a plan. Antonio Pierce put together, him and Herm Edwards, an elaborate plan on how to get guys. Lord have mercy. That was ugly. But it is what it is. So, no, not just that. Look where the Suns finished in the regular season. So because the Suns finished 6th in the regular season, that means Kevin Durant is washed. I can't believe that that's a real statement that somebody would say. That there's no way that you can believe that. That because other teams are better than your team, that means I'm washed. What? Oh my God. I try to be sensible. And I have personal growth. Y'all know me. Y'all been around long enough. Personal growth is my 2024. That's what we're doing. Personal growth. But it's comments like this that test me. It's comments like that test my personal growth. That they get after me. Lord have mercy. Oh. But that's somebody's opinion, man. And we're not here to disrespect anybody. That's not what we do. We have fun. We don't have to agree. We never have to agree. But we have fun.
First of all,
well, hold on, man.
check this out.
Relax.
They were supposed to be a super team.
Well, was he the reason they weren't the super team?
And look what happened.
Was he
So
the
they won
reason
like
that?
46.
First of all, hold on, man. Hold
Listen,
on. You're gonna listen, or we're gonna have to make this something that don't work. I'm bringing you up here. I want to introduce. We got my man over here that's coming on from a different platform that's talking, and he thinks that Kevin Durant is washed. I will give you the floor and explain why Kevin Durant is washed.
Listen, he's washed because scoring points is just not, the whole totality of team basketball.
Okay. Now,
you know what I'm saying? Anybody could go out there and score a whole bunch of points.
Well, was he doing a bunch of stuff other than that before?
No way. On the Nets, he was better.
What was he doing better?
On Golden State, he was better.
He had a better team at Golden State. That don't count, and you know that. So stop that.
Yeah. So you telling me that Bradley
Beal was a shell of himself, and you know that. Bradley Beal, first of all, he was hurt.
Listen,
Bradley Beal was hurt half the season. That's number
18.
one. And Bradley Beal was a shell of himself this year. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Stop it.
Listen.
Stop it.
He was the number one option on Washington.
But he wasn't with Phoenix.
Sucks.
He was the number 3 option in Phoenix.
Yeah, because that's how it's set up.
Okay, and he wasn't comfortable in that role. He's not comfortable in that role. He's not the same player. He's not the same player.
What? Listen, a ball player plays the way he played. You know what I'm saying? Some people, like you said, can't adjust.
Yeah, he couldn't adjust.
He has to have the ball in his hand.
That's right.
And he's with two other guys that need the ball in his hand.
That's right.
So tell me how that's gonna work.
It didn't.
Now you got now most of the time.
See, I think what your thing is, you're more concerned with talking than listening. I said it didn't work. I said it didn't work, and it doesn't work for him. So he's not the same guy. So you can't compare the Washington Bradley Beal with this guy because it's not the same.
He's not the same guy because of his role.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes. He's not the same guy. Number one, he was hurt all year. I'm not convinced he's healthy right now. That's number one. But number two, his role is totally different. So he's not the same player.
Listen, they was acting like KD was going to be the end-all, be-all.
Nobody acted like that.
6. No, that's what they were acting
Who's
like.
they?
The media.
No media did that, man. And first of all, KD was good.
I don't know who you was.
You act like KD wasn't any good. He was.
Who said he wasn't any good?
You said he was washed.
He is washed.
Well, if you're washed, you're not any good.
He's not who he
No. If you're washed, you're not any good.
Yeah, what that means. He's not who he used to be.
Then just say that.
Yeah, that's what I mean by wash.
But that's not what wash means. Stop it. And you know that.
It is. Yes, it is.
And you know that.
If you go in a superstar, well,
he averaged 27 points a game, man. I mean, you act like he didn't do anything. He averaged 27 points a game. He was the leading scorer on his team. He was still efficient like he always has been.
Did he take a game?
He shot almost 50%. He was just as efficient as he's always been.
You don't think that he's washed?
No.
And that's
there
fine.
ain't a sane person on earth that thinks that Kevin Durant is washed. Nobody thinks that. And again, washed means you're not any good.
He's falling off.
Define falling off. He averaged 27 points for his career.
Bro.
So let's just say he averaged 27 points for his career, right? And he averaged 27 points this year.
Honestly, more than that.
Well, no. Hold on. Wait. No. His career average is 27 points.
I think it's about 28.
No, it isn't.
Go to Basketball Reference.
You go to Basketball Reference. I know what it is. He averaged 27 points a game. Oh, and by the way, you're trying to tell me that he averaged 27 points a game, but if you think he averaged 28, so 1 point difference means he's washed? That's what you're saying? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Look, people, we're not going to do this with people. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do it. People are insane, man. People are insane. We're just not doing it. We're not doing it. 52, there you go, Wakan. 52% from the field this year. And that's a washed basketball player. We're not doing it. We're just not doing it. We're not doing it. Lord have mercy. But I've said it once. I've said it a million times. People will say anything to be right. People will literally say anything to try and be right. Ugh. Washed. Imagine that. Imagine you being in a game where somebody says that you're washed when you average the same number of points, shoot a higher percentage from the field, and apparently that guy is washed. Lord have mercy. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And you can have that opinion, and we respect everybody's opinion, but you're just wrong. You're just wrong. Now he said he averaged 27.1. That's over 27. So let me get this straight, people. His career average is 27.1 points a game. And I said he averaged 27 points a game. And he's saying he's fallen off because of the 0.1%. I can never bring you up again, man. I can never bring you up again. I can't. Because you're chemically enhanced at this point. I'm not going to say what it is, but you're chemically enhanced. I can't do that. Lord have mercy. You see, but I'm being that's personal growth. Because before I would have said, you know what? You're one of the dumbest people on the face of the earth for saying something like that. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. You know, I usually would have said, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Why you even speak about sports is beyond anybody at all. I didn't say that, though. Personal growth, people. Personal growth. My man Wakan, 27, 6.5, and 5 assists. That's washed. Washed. Lord have mercy. Woo! Woo! I get it. We get people that they get on a platform and they will just say whatever comes to mind. And then maybe they actually think that. And I understand. But sometimes, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, man. And we love everybody. But sometimes your opinion is wrong. Sometimes my opinion is wrong. Sometimes your opinion is wrong. And we got to speak truth. Now, if Kevin Durant was averaging 15 a game, shooting 43%, then you could say Kevin Durant has fallen off. He is washed. But he averages the same amount of points, shooting 52% from the field. That is not a guy that's washed. We got to stop. We've got to stop. So that's all I know. That's all I know. I can't bring you up anymore, man. You had your chance. You had your chance. That's what you said. That's enough. That's enough. So KD haters. I don't even know why there's a bunch of KD haters. So, but you're right, Wakan. KD haters are up there with LeBron haters. Yeah. And I get it. They want the older guys to move on because they want the younger guys to get in there and show their worth. I understand all of that. I understand all of that. You know, they want the younger guys to get the shine. But the older guys aren't done playing. You know, they're not done playing. And just because you want younger guys to get their shine doesn't mean the older guys have to step aside. I guess Steph Curry is washed. LeBron is washed. A great point, my man, Matt Hasselberg. So I guess LeBron is washed. LeBron must be washed now. Lord. Whew. Oh, well. A good point. My man, Chuck Miller. If KD is washed, why do teams still go and plan for him? Yeah, you don't game plan for guys that are washed. KD is number one on the scouting report every single night. Every night. I don't care that Devin Booker is on the team. The number one person that you're trying to slow down on the scouting report is Kevin Durant. You're trying to make it as difficult as possible for Kevin Durant, number one. Why is that? You don't do that for guys that are falling off. You don't do that for guys that are washed. You don't do that. I can't even believe we're having this discussion, though, to be honest with you. But it is. It is what it is. I appreciate the opinion. I appreciate the gall to come up here and say that. But you would just happen to be wrong. You would happen to be wrong. So we're going to shut this one down for today, man. I appreciate everybody being in here. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. Come and check us out on all platforms. You know where we are. Again, new show, Steelers Almighty. We'll have a new episode out tomorrow before the draft. So anywhere that you get anything, come and check out Steelers Almighty. Again, it's on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on all these other platforms. We're on all these platforms out there, man. So come and check us out. Come like, follow, subscribe. Even if you don't like the Steelers, you will definitely like the content that we've got coming out there for you. So we appreciate that. We will catch you guys tomorrow, man. Aloha.